So this is a really serious video and really a warning to people playing Forza Horizon 6. I haven't heard anyone else talk about this, and it's a real danger and risk associated with this type of game, and an incredibly serious topic. I think I need to say this, and I need to put this video out because I think it will help a lot of people and probably reduce some really serious suffering that will likely occur from Forza Horizon 6. Yeah, it's a hard video to make, but we're going to do this. We're going to go through it, and it has to be said what I'm going to say. So if you like serious videos, subscribe. That will allow you to then unsubscribe. Click the like button. And thank you again to all our channel members and supporters. It's really appreciated. But do keep in mind, we don't always make serious videos like this. Also, before I get into it, I would say this is really worth maybe contacting a local member of government about and making them aware of this problem. This is a really serious issue that has the potential to ruin a lot of people's lives. And I'm talking from experience here. So, getting straight to the point, there's a real danger with Forza Horizon 6 that someone playing it will come to the conclusion that they enjoy the arcade racing, they really like the graphics, they enjoy beating other people, driving around corners quickly, and fundamentally that they enjoy the process of driving and racing, and start to think that racing itself and more realistic vehicles and car handling will be more enjoyable and more satisfying, with a really big risk that they start to look elsewhere for a richer experience, and sadly even potentially racing simulators. Now again, at first, I mean, if you're a parent, you need to really look out for these symptoms and how this progresses. But at first, many people will play this type of game with a gamepad, and the ones that are immune to this problem will be perfectly happy playing with a gamepad. They'll probably use chase cam, and they'll play the game, they'll play through it a bit, and then they'll move on to something else. Now, those people are really fortunate. They clearly don't have the genetics, or they're just lucky that they've evolved to a state to be able to avoid what I personally, and I think many scientists, will describe as a disease. I think calling it a disease is probably the only appropriate word to use. Now, to identify if there's likely to be a problem, the first symptom or sign is that you'll see people start to do more car setup tweaking in the game. It probably begins with brake bias adjustments, but then from that it progresses to differential settings, and then very quickly it moves to spring rates and ride heights. That is really the very first warning sign, and probably the only opportunity that you'll have to intervene before things get too serious or indeed terminal. Now, the second thing to watch out for, and I think at this point it probably is too late, but it's, you want to help your loved ones and friends, or even help yourself, try and help yourself. The second thing to look out for is the purchasing of a force feedback steering wheel. And sadly, there are companies exploiting this and taking advantage of vulnerable children. Logitech, Thrustmaster, Fanatec, Moser, SimMagic. I mean, internationally, there's a whole scheme around this, a very organised sort of effort to actually suck people into this dark world. But yeah, initially you'll probably see people gravitate towards getting a wheel that they'll want to put on a table, and what you'll then see is that they're not happy with the table, doesn't hold the wheel very well, pedals move around on the floor, and it progresses really quite quickly. If you don't stop it before the wheel, before you know it, there will be a T-slot simulator in the sitting room, and at that point they're too far gone, really. At that point, I mean, this sounds harsh, but at that point you're probably better off just leaving the property and abandoning your family members or anybody you know suffering from this condition. And this is where I actually feel the governmental response is pretty appalling. Really treating it more like Ebola would probably be appropriate. You don't want to come into contact with any fluids, or in this case any T-slot button boxes, you know, because there's a real risk as well, and you see this quite commonly, is that it can spread from one person to another person. You'll have someone that hasn't done the gradual progression from Forzas and Gran Turismos, but they've instead just gone over to someone's house and immediately become infected with a late stage degree of the condition, which in some ways I think is actually worse, because that is a massive shock to their family and everyone else that knows them. So again, this is just, it's not talked about enough, and it's really disgusting fundamentally that there isn't a warning on the box of Forza. And I think this is actually one of the main reasons that the evil corporations and systems and machinery around this moved away from boxes to digital purchases, just to remove the chance of the warning. So it really is crucial to identify that initial wheel, gamepad to wheel moment. Now, it's easier to see this and identify it in other people, but it's hard to see it in yourself, and that's where this really catches a lot of people out. So what you really need to look out for is when you play Forza Horizon, if you start really wanting to feel what the cars are doing, have finer control of the vehicles, you want to actually have closer races, competitive racing, then this is a real warning that you need to just walk away from your games console or PC. I sadly know one guy, I'm not going to mention their name, but they got a steering wheel from playing what seemingly were happy arcade racing games, Toka, Need for Speed, and I heard that they spent 3 months playing one online video game just to make their score a certain level, and they even incurred tendon damage, lots of health issues. Basically it ruined their life, yeah, I mean, this is a story that's replicated all over the internet. You can look at YouTube channels that masquerade as people having fun, some really big ones that truly are really actually quite appalling. I mean, there's Super GT. The condition has progressed to a level there that I don't think there's any recovery. There's a well-documented case of a man in a shed that's slowly gravitated from originally totally harmless kids games to very dangerous activities in real life. It's all documented, it's all put out there as if it's harmless fun, and anybody that pays attention can see the actual truth here. And you might think this is limited geographically to just the UK or America, but even if you look to the far lands of Australia, there's this media company, Car Boosted, I can't remember its name, but that is again a whole sort of propaganda system created by someone sadly inflicted by this disorder and disease. You have people trying to justify their behavior really by turning these sorts of things, this disease, into work and YouTube channels trying to justify the purchase of expensive racing simulator equipment. And the real takeaway, though, of this, and the real warning is, it doesn't get better. The big mistake that a lot of people make as they progress through this disease is they think, oh, it will be more fun, I will have a better time, I will enjoy life more. And the reality is, they're merely turning into sadder, bigger losers, spending more and more money on a distraction. So you really just have to watch out for it. If you play Forza Horizon 6, enjoy it, but whatever you do not buy a steering wheel. Don't look at racing simulators and more realistic racing games like Assetto Corsa, Race Room. Don't look at those games at all. BeamNG. Don't look at those. Whatever you do not look at Assetto Corsa. Don't look at the modifications and the online events and the free tracks, the free cars, and the infinite amount of things that can be done in that game for free. Don't do that. Do not buy any high-end force feedback steering wheels, belt tensioners, VR headsets, or anything like that. Stay away from all that stuff. And that's it, really. That's the warning. I hope we've helped people here stay safe and saved a few lives. So, as always, really appreciate everyone watching. I'm really lucky to be able to make these types of useful videos, and I'm really looking forwards to some of the comments that we might get under this video. We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Stay clean of sim racing. Till the next one, happy tea drinking and goodbye.